Mike the Truth Jackson, back with another edition of Fighters Talk. And today, where are we? What's this?
BFF.
BFF Asian Grills. I've never been to an Asian sports bar. Is this like a new thing in the Fort Worth area?
No, it's just convenient because it's close to our house. They have pretty good food.
Convenience is key when you're trying to fill that belly up with deliciousness. I'm joined Jinh Frey, the Invicta Atomweight champion. How does it feel that you're the champ now?
It feels pretty good.
Has life changed at all? Anything like that?
Not really. Same old stuff. Still going to the gym, chilling at my house, playing some video games.
Oh, gamer. I wasn't aware. Are you a Twitcher too?
You know, I've purchased a camera, and Doug has really been pushing me to start streaming. So I've kind of made steps in that direction. I made a Twitch account. I haven't actually started streaming yet.
What's your game of choice?
Right now, I'm trying to platinum Dark Souls 3. So.
That sounds kind of deep. I'm unaware. See, I'm assuming it's a role-playing game, or no? Okay, I don't know too many. I know what's the big role-playing game, like World of Warcraft.
Yeah, and I actually haven't played that one, but there's a trilogy in the Dark Souls series, and they're just super fucking hard. Everybody just rage quits, and that's why I really haven't started streaming, because I'm it'll be 30, 45 minutes before I just fucking rage quit. So I mean, maybe people just tune in to watch me rage quit.
That could be the thing. Jinh Frey rage quit. What's the name of the game again?
Dark Souls 3.
Over Dark Souls 3. Anyways, more important matters. Championship. You were taking on, is it Mina Grusander? Mina Grusander. Now, this is your second title shot for Invicta. The first one was 2016. How did you feel about it? Because we haven't really spoken about that, but that was one that was stopped by a doctor. It was a doctor stoppage due to a cut. And it seemed, I mean, from when I remember watching the fight, you looked like you were ready to continue. You were ready to go on with the fight. And it was pretty bad, though, right?
It was a good-sized cut, but, there was 20 seconds left in the round, and I felt like, it could have continued, give the cut man a chance to do his job. The cut man didn't even get a chance to have a say-so in it. The doctor went ahead and said, I don't want to let you continue, which, I recently just saw him, and he was like, sorry about that. It may have been, a bit early. It doesn't change anything now, but I was still ready to continue. The blood wasn't in my eyes. It was bleeding pretty good, but head wounds usually do. And it's a title fight. Give me a chance to get in.
And I was about that to say is, do you feel that, because I mean we heard before, one of the sort of sayings about title fights is to beat the champ, you need to go in there and convincingly beat, if it goes to the judges, you need to go in there and convincingly beat the champion. That's not a sort of a stigma you would put on a regular fight. And so in your situation, do you feel that although it was a cut, whatever severity they want to describe it as, but do you think that title fights should let it go on a little bit longer, even with the cuts?
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, I've seen some fights where, you see guys and their skin's flapping around. I mean, Robbie Lawler's lip was split. You know what I mean? I've seen some pretty nasty cuts continue, and I feel like I should have had, a chance to keep.
I mean, it's world title.
Yeah.
I mean, you just call it the best atom weight in the world, and it stopped because of that.
Yeah, it's just, you spend so much time, so much work, so much effort to get there, and then you feel like you don't really have it, you didn't really get a chance to fight.
Anyway, that's out the way. Your next fight, you take on Ashley Cummings, you go in there and get the win, and then in the Invicta promotion, they offer you the title shot. What was going through your mind when you got that call?
I was kind of on the fence. Well, I actually thought that they were going to make me, win one more before they offered me a title shot. So I was excited because I was like, hey, I feel like this has been a long time coming. I've waited 2 years since the Ayaka fight, even though, I was told that I'd get an immediate rematch with her. So I was excited because it was finally coming, but then I was like, oh, God, a 5-round fight. Shit. Those camps are tough. But, I was ready to do it because, like I said, it was, I'd waited 2 years for that.
going into the fight, were there any concerns about your opponent? Obviously, we saw the fight. It was a closely contested fight, but before going into it, was there anything that stood out about Mina that sort of, I mean, was a concern for you, or even during the fight that surprised you?
She was strong, and like I was a little surprised by her strength in the fight. That she was able to hold me on the cage for as long as she did, and I was like, wow, this is new. But you know, and it took me a minute to figure out how to negate that, how to figure out how to work out of there. But you know, that was about all. Like, she was kind of a big question mark coming into the fight because she had just mostly fought on the regional European circuit, and I'm like, it's hard to gauge her skill set, you know, when she's fighting people who really aren't that skilled. You know what I mean? Like, she has a lot of finishes, but it's like it's easy to look good whenever you fight people who have like 1 and 2 fights and losing records or whatever. So
during the fight, you know, we saw you made some adjustments. What was it that, you know, we got Doug over here giving solid advice, even you know, shout out to Doug Frey. He's a great husband, first and foremost. Great trainer, great nutritionist. Send me some solid recipes. By the way,
I don't know if it's going to be able to fit in the car, but I mean, for the ride home.
But look, I'm telling you, the food. Look, I see the things that he makes, right? And see, because I'm the one that I don't really make my own foods. I do like the meal preps and things like that. But I see some of the things that he makes, and I'm blown away. I can taste it through Instagram. That's how I look at Doug's food. Anyways, stop talking. See, she gave you credit, Doug. But what kind of advice was he giving in between rounds for you to make the adjustments during the fight?
You know, just stop being so stationary. And he's like, we all know you have better footwork than this. Like, and it just kind of took me a minute to wake up. I don't know what it was, like why I had such a slow start, but I didn't do the like typical warm up that I usually do because I was like, oh, I don't want to do it. And
what's your typical?
I don't know if that played a part in it.
I bet it did, because I'm the same way though. Like, for me, my outside of fight day, like, I like to get my early workout in to get that first kind of wind out, and then maybe 30, 45 minutes before the fight, I'll go do some sprints in the back. You know, just to, you know, get ready. So for you, what's your warm up?
You know, we have like a mobility routine and like certain movements that kind of just get your feet going, wake up your central nervous system. And I didn't do it. I was just like, I'm awake, I'm fine, I'm ready to go. I want to get in there. And I didn't do it. And you know, like I said, I don't know if that had anything to do with it or whatever, but you know, in between rounds, like both him and my boxing coach are like, Jen, where is your footwork? Like, why are you being so stationary? Like, why are you not moving? Like, where's your lateral movements? Where are your angles? Why are you letting her just back you up?
At any point were you concerned? I mean, especially going into the 5th round, I mean, the fight had to be close in your mind, you know. Now, she did get, like, she was clinching and the takedowns, thing like that, but she was not, I mean, I didn't see anything as far as the offense going on when she had these solid positions. But going into the 5th round, like, what was going through your mind? Do you feel that you were winning the fight? Do you feel it was closer than what it was? Did you feel she was winning?
I thought it was going to come down to that last round, and my boxing coach is like, you know, we don't know how they're scoring this. We don't know if they're scoring for damage done or if they're scoring for control. He's like, so if you want this, you fucking dig deep, and you do it right now. And he's like, you start moving. I'm like, okay, I'm going to move.
Get the final bell, the bell sounds, calling you into the middle of the cage. I mean, this is it. This is the moment, I mean, that you've been waiting for, that you've trained all your life for, to become a champion. And they're reading the scores. Like, did you know you had it?
As soon as they read the first one, I was like, I was pretty sure that I did. Stranger things have happened, but like once I heard the first one, I was like, okay, it's mine. It's mine.
And then they call your name. What was the first thought in your mind that just popped in after they Jinh Frey, the new champion?
Finally here. Finally to the summit.
There you go. Well, one thing I did was, you know, like I said, you're the champion now, but one thing that sort of caught my attention recently was the stink gate going on with this fight. Now, you know, for me, I'm always cage side during fights. And I remember a couple of times I've had someone hit like a power double and they land right in front of me, and then you just get this funk. I mean, it's not like just a regular funk. I mean, this is something like I should not be able to smell it. I mean, yeah, I'm cage side, but I'm still a good 4 feet away from you. I shouldn't just get it. But you got it because you were in there. You were in that enemy territory. Tell us about it.
Well, all week, other teams had been mentioning it to us. Like, we were in the workout room with her, and that girl was foul. Like, she stunk. Like, so even like fight week, like I'm having numerous people come up to me. Housekeeping said something to me. They were in our room, like changing out the linens on the bed. And, we just kind of got to talking about fighting, and they're like, "You're on the poster, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Well, we just came from your opponent's room. We just did her room." And they had quite a few things to say about, her room. So, like, heading into the fight, like, I kind of had an idea that it was going to be like that. And when we got to the event center, there was, like, 2 bathrooms in the back. And I was waiting to go to the bathroom, and she came out of the bathroom, and I went in right after her. And I'm like, if you can stink up an entire, small bathroom in 60, 90 seconds, and it just completely smells like body odor when you walk in, you know what I mean? Like, that's bad. And I'm like, you can't be oblivious to that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, oh, that's just my natural smell. Like, that was tactical, that was strategic, that was done on purpose.
Saying that, before we get into the fight itself, but what are your thoughts on that type of tactic? Because that's very unconventional.
It's not unheard of, but it's just not really done anymore. And I kind of feel like, I guess it's a fight and just about anything goes, but I feel like if you have to stoop to those levels to give yourself an edge, there's something wrong there. Like, maybe you should be focusing more on sharpening your skill set in the gym.
Me personally, I like coming in fresh and clean. In the event that a guy does want to grapple me, I want him to leave that cage and, man, Mike Jackson, he smelled good. Man. So during the fight, did the smell of the body, did it change your game at all? Like, were you more, I don't want to say cautious, but were you maybe a little bit more hesitant to attempt certain techniques?
No, it wasn't by any means pleasant, but I've worked in the medical field for over 10 years. Like, rotting wounds, rotting limbs, those stink. Infected wounds, those stink. Gastrointestinal bleeds, those stink. A little body odor, like, that's amateur level shit. You're not breaking my focus with that.
I legit thought we were going into the realm of, like, decaying limbs of smell, but it was that's light work compared to the medical field. Now that you're the champion, what's like life going to be like as far as that side? Like, going forward, we know you work in the medical, school. You're done with school, right?
Yeah. I finished my MBA like 3 years ago. So now I have this like really expensive piece of paper on the wall. Maybe one day it'll get used. I don't know.
I legit had this conversation not too long ago with someone. I was talking to him, and we were just talking about school, and I mentioned, I graduated. I was thinking about going back to get my master's, but all these different things going on. And I was like, I don't even use my degree right now. Like you said, it's an expensive piece of paper, but I guess we need it, right?
I have a collection now. I'm like a professional student. That was my 3rd college degree, so.
I have 2. I guess I can go. I'm going to be like the champ, and we'll get my 3rd. See,
3's a good number.
You're my motivation. We just get that degree hat trick and call it a day. But now we got the belt. What's next? What are we doing with life? Because we already know you back in the gym training. It's only been a couple weeks. You back in there. Me, I like to take some time. I actually took the summer off for my fight. I've done like 2 workouts in like 6 weeks. But what about you? You back in there?
I hate like the road back to getting back in shape. Like when you're so out of shape and just everything burns and you feel like you're dying. Like I hate that feeling. So I try not to ever like let myself get too far out of shape.
I legit,
it's miserable.
I legit tell myself, like during training, probably the last 5 fights, especially after weigh-ins, like, yo, we're going to get this fight and we're just going to sit around. We're going to hover about 180 and we're just going to be ready. Every time I get up to like 190, 195, and I just like get on the scale like, ugh. I'm on the Truth Food Tour. Y'all see what's happening. We at BFFs here in Fort Worth right now, about to partake in some delicious Asian cuisine. I'm telling you, I've never been to an Asian sports bar. Anyways, back in the gym. We don't want to take too much time off because you don't want the soreness So what's next? Well, I don't think Invicta has contacted you yet about a potential opponent, have they?
No, but like before the last fight, they said that they already had somebody waiting in the wings for whoever won. I haven't heard from them yet. I know they have an event coming up, so they're probably pretty busy with that. But you know, now the hard work begins. Like getting to the top is hard, but staying on top is hard because now I have a target on my back. Like everybody wants what I have, and everybody's hungry for it. And you know, now there's plenty of footage on me. People have been watching, and so.
But do you really, like, for me, like I watch footage here and there, I guess, to sort of pick up mannerisms and like their positioning, footwork tendencies, right? But like for me, like, I guess I don't really put that much work into it because I know there's footage of me out, and look, everyone knows what I'm coming to do, but can you stop it? Like people know I'm coming to jab your face off, but can you stop the jab? But do you feel that the techniques that you have, because we know you got the footwork, you have the elite level striking. I mean, we know what you come to do. Does the footage really matter?
Not so much. Like I don't put a huge stake in footage. You know, I let my coaches watch it, and you know they'll work out the tendencies, they'll work out what I'm looking for. But it's still there, and you know I feel like every fight I try to just evolve a little more. So maybe you'll see something in the next fight, hopefully, that you didn't see before. So there's always that. Like everybody's always a little bit different fighter every time they step in.
I agree. Well, there you have it. The champ dropping knowledge. Invicta Atomweight. Man, I love saying that. The Invicta Atomweight champion, Jinh Frey, here. The Invicta Atomweight champ, Jinh Frey, is here. We can't wait to see what's next and who's waiting in the shadows to come try to take that belt. Jinh Frey, congratulations and thank you for your time.